But how do we interpret these things when a lot of them are lawsuits and not criminal cases?
Yeah.
One size doesn't fit all.
And I think right now we're just having a conversation. Like, to me, again, Akademiks has a huge platform. He signed the deal with Rumble. He's someone who's interviewed by sort of like, you know, capital J journalism. He should address it. Now, he might say, look, on advice of counsel, I can't say anything, but please know that I take these things very seriously. That's a statement. He doesn't have to sit there, pour his heart out. My only issue is, again, people often ask me, do you think hip hop will have a Me Too reckoning? And I always say to them, when men in power start speaking out. Because as women, we stay speaking out. We're on every fucking panel speaking out, always on social, always the person making sure people are good. But men in power, you guys need to speak out on behalf of women because we're not the ones in power. And I mean that in hip hop, in Hollywood, in fashion, in finance, in politics. Until men speak out, nothing changes.
I don't know if I can agree with that. Because I feel like the whole climate right now is not in our favors. We feel threatened.
Men have a reason why they don't speak out. Some.
Explain.
And some of them are legit and some of them aren't. There are some of us who have been on the wrong end of the accusation.
Yes.
100%.
And
100%.
that shit.
And I know guys who that has happened to as well.
And
Yes,
that shit.
and I'm one of them.
Yeah,
That's fair.
That
And
shit will
it's
traumatize
scary.
you.
Yeah.
I've had
It's a joke at first,
Yeah.
but then it's scary when you start to see people believe.
It's not anything that should be played with.
Yeah.
And I know men who have altered their entire. I got a homeboy of mine who woke up in an apartment with a woman who he took home that night after she had been drinking and he wasn't. And the first thing she said was, "Oh, you just like raping drunk bitches."
Wow.
And he calls me, "Yo, I don't know," and he's panicking.
Yeah.
As much as he can panic, yo, all right, listen, where are you? You at your house? No, we at her place. Ask her, if you did this to her, how did you get to her place? And I'm articulating it bad
Record
now.
that
But
shit.
in the minute, at the time,
Yeah.
I said it like, yo, you have to, come on, let's pick this apart. Tell her to call her friends who were with her. Like, you have to talk her. If you really didn't do what she said you did, come on it.
I think it's also tricky though, right?
Yeah,
I'll be
If
like,
we're-
I
no,
got
no.
cameras everywhere.
Because
It's
if we're
scary as fuck out
but here's
here,
our
bro.
thing. If she was drunk and he was sober, she can't consent.
He had no idea she was drunk. We're not talking about
Oh, so
sloppy.
she was like a functioning alcoholic.
We're not talking, and we're back
First
again.
of all,
We're-
she may not have even been drunk in the first
Hold
place.
on. We're back again because now we're back to getting to know somebody makes it
Yeah.
a little safer. I told him,
Yeah.
knock that shit off. You need to chill.
Yeah.
Women flock to you. You need to chill. This ain't a good look. We grown. This ain't you, bro. It's not. He didn't listen to me. I didn't say nothing. Get your rocks off. You're a grown man. Do what you do. Two consenting adults. I get it. He has never been the same since that shit happened, and I'm not sure that's the kind of wake up call. It sucks because it worked,
Yeah.
but
it shouldn't have been that.
he's freshly fucked up
Yeah.
behind that
Traumatized.
now, and this was
Traumatized.
7-8 years ago, 9 years ago, something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's never been.
Yep.
A woman will step to him now, and he's kind of.
Larry,
He wants
Larry.
to have kids. He wants to do this. He wants to do that.
go ahead.
The reason why we are at the impasse that we are at is because I believe men and women don't trust each other.
I also think cancel culture, whatever it's turned into, fucked it up for everyone.
We don't trust that,
Yeah.
but that's why we don't trust each other. A man's test in life is financial. A woman is able to attack a man financially and strip from him what it took him a long time to get and what it's going to take him a long time to replace. The exact same thing on the opposite side is a woman's body. A woman's test in life is physical. A man attacks that, she's going to have a long time to replace that and get out from under that. You dig?
100%.
And I'm not comparing, I don't want to have a misery contest.
No.
But I'm saying what the same reason why women are afraid to come forward
Yep.
or be in a certain place with a bunch of men they don't know and don't trust.
100%.
Those same are the same reasons why men in power may be a little slower. Not saying they should be. I'm not saying I agree, but I'm saying there are reasons why men in power are a little bit slower, because somehow a lot of them have been on the opposite side of the wrong finger, knowing that they didn't do anything. And then the first thought when they see that story is, I bet you he's like me. I bet you she's after his bread. I bet you she's after this, that, and the third. I bet you she's lying. Which again, is fucked up for every woman that's not lying. It also, that kind of shit,
And
that kind
also,
of mindset.
most women don't lie.
That kind of mindset also provides a good cover for the dudes who are out here
Bad
wilding.
timing.
No, for the dudes who are out here wilding, that's a great cover.
It's great.
That's a great
Well, that's
cover.
the thing. Me Too has not hit hip hop because it's this idea. Well, let's take apart this alleged victim's credibility. What was she wearing? How was she acting? Why was she in his office? Well, she doesn't really have a lot of hits, so she doesn't have a lot of credit. But like, they will rip apart the woman before believing her, and that's just what it is. And I think again in
And I
2024,
can understand halfway why. Because there's so many women out there just planning and plotting and scheming.
But do you feel that you're overly? Because here's the thing.
Listen,
I think when you're personally affected, and it sounds like, you both have been, it does change your perspective, of course. But I promise you, most women, like if we're looking statistically, are not out here to get you guys. Because at the end of the day, you guys are stronger than us, you're bigger than us.
But that's not it.
And the act doesn't happen unless you're participating.
That's not it.
No,
we
that's not
have to
true.
look at the environment. We have to look at the psychology and the traumas that are becoming very popular amongst our people. And when you take a deeper look into it, you'll find people who are fucked up enough to just do this shit with no conscience.
Oh, 100%. But usually, oftentimes those people have been victims, maybe not you were the victimizer, but someone else was, and they're projecting,
But then-
right? Like a healthy person doesn't go around accusing people of assault. I promise you.
But there
That's
are
not
tons
a
of
thing.
unhealthy
Tons
people.
Well,
out
there
here.
you go.
Unhealthy people out
So, and especially as men, if you're in the public eye, and I'm sure now you are attracting more women, you got to be careful.
There
And
are
that's
tons
just
of
what
unhealthy
it
men
is.
out here too.
100%.
Again, I don't think anybody's saying anything wrong. I think nobody wants to be the first side to blink. And I think everybody's got something to lose. And the people who are hurt on both sides are trying not to get hurt again.
Yeah.
Which leads us to this kind of stalemate we have where it's like, you should believe me no matter what I say.
And that's what
I'm not believing shit you say because of what I've been through.
No one is saying that, again, we're not here convicting anyone. But this was a news story that happened in hip hop, and we would be remiss not to mention it
I do believe
in this venue.
Getting back
But
to
you
that,
understand my reservations on that.
No, I understand your personal, but
all we should do is state the facts.
That's it. You're just
That's
stating
all
the
she's
facts.
asking.
Yeah.
And the words mean something. All she said was we should state the facts.
Yeah.
We are not in a position to accuse and run
No,
anybody through the
none
ringer.
None of us are.
Add a bunch of biases to it. This is part of being a real journalist, is the objectivity. State the facts, leave it where it is.
Yeah.
The people who have biases, they were going to do that anyway.
And here's the thing, like
issue
as
with-
someone who covers hip hop, most of the time I have to check in my bias at the door. Like an artist can be mean to me, sexually harass me, be a fucking dick, but I have to do my job. And I don't let that infiltrate that. So that's what, again, for men in this position, if people are giving you a platform, you're getting paid to talk your shit, address it. Nobody's saying that we're convicting anyone. I'm not believing her. I'm not believing him.
Right, it's
But
just,
there's too many men in this game who they won't even say anything. Oh, let's talk about something else. That's my man. I might want to be on his show.
Yeah.
Wait, what? What?
I can see that.
that part.
Like what? Like
that part.
You want to
I
talk
don't
about
think-
pussy? That's pussy.
I don't
that's
think
what
that's
that
the
is.
prevalent position.
Yes, it
I
is.
think the prevalent position
Yes,
is.
it is.
I am scared to death as a black man of these type of accusations, and if you have any type of success, you're out there, you're a bachelor, you've ran into these situations, and they scare you.
100%.
They scare you.
I think two things can be true at the same time.
Yeah.
I do believe
And
there's
part
a
of
whole
your
lot
professional job is to be able to parse those two things.
I do think there are a lot, and not to mention the fact you got a lot of journalists or people in media platforms who are literally won't say anything because they want to get an interview with that dude.
And we saw that with the Drake and Kendrick thing.
All
Like
over the
Drake
place.
and Kendrick, you saw who were the OVO surrogates, who was the fucking Aubrey's angel,
Oh,
who was
yeah.
the Kendrosexual.
There was a lot of two-hand twisting going on
lot
with
of
that shit.
twisting.
A whole lot of
On every side.
on everything.
a lot of
Every
spit,
side.
real sloppy.
On every
A lot of you guys was just whoa,
Yeah.
wow.
So
On
that's my
every-
thing, is like, so there you have, you know, not you, but certain individuals have no integrity, but all of a sudden now there's a code. That, you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
like, well, this is getting real questionable ethics.
The
Like,
goalpost has been moved about 50 times.
and when it comes to women, there is no goalpost because women are always fucking roadkill.
That's not true.
Yes, they are.
I can't agree with
Let's
that.
talk about Kendrick and Drake if you want that nice transition.
It's hot for trapper turn smack rapper. Only smack rapper that you know is smack rapper.